Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Jamming Tower podcast. That's right, we're not gone. We were never gone. It's a 2-week break. Check your calendar. It's really been that long. Once again, I am.
Call it a comeback.
Yeah, don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. Actually, well, yeah. Anyway,
Like a couple of months.
I am, as always, Liam, aka Jester, aka Ace Trainer Jester, and joining me once again is the wonderful Mirdo.
They call me the soup ladle
Why do they call you the soup ladle?
because I got the scoops.
What? Mirdo,
Because my setup is bad. I'm dropping O3. I'm going home.
what scoops do you have? Do you have any news scoops, such as the German
Ooh.
Pokémon Center or Das
Yeah.
Pokémon Centrum?
That's Pokemon Centrum. No, it's actually like okay. Fun little thing. It's actually Pokemon Center in the in the German games it would be that's Pokemon Center. Anyway, yeah, Pokemon Center opened in Germany. Very surprising. I don't think there was any rumors about it. At least I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah, nobody
So-
said, oh, we're releasing Pokemon Center in other places. Like, the UK one
Yeah.
was kind of, like, projected a little bit, and then it happened, which is really cool. But
Which
yeah,
is really surprising because you definitely expect these kind of things to leak at this point, especially with how big Pokemon is at the moment. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. They there's no TCG stuff yet at all. At the moment it's all plushies and like the Christmas stuff they're releasing, the Halloween stuff is also on there, I think. A lot of plushies, a lot of like merch and stuff.
side note, the Halloween and Christmas stuff is very cool. Like, if you get your
It's
hands on
very
it,
cool, yeah.
it's so good.
It's pretty cool, yeah. But yeah, there's no TCG stuff yet at all, which makes sense because it's in beta at the moment. And it's also going to be very interesting to see if this means that we will get the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes as well.
Mhm.
Because obviously that's a thing in America and the UK, and the German one is now going to be the third Pokemon Center as far as I know.
Yeah, there's a completely brand new thought that hasn't been thought about before. I've never really thought about the fact that they've only ever been in English. So if they do come out in Germany, then I think that'd be really cool. I do have a feeling they might just give you English ones, but
Could be, yeah.
it'd be cool to see a German SKU at least.
I do wonder, like, if you release it in, like, historically speaking, if they release it in Germany, it tends to be German product. Like, releasing English product in Germany is a bit unheard of, like, generally speaking, for big companies.
Well, the only reason I
like-
mention that is I know in the Japanese Pokemon centers they do actually have English product there.
Ah, interesting.
So
Okay.
I don't know how widespread it is and stuff, but I'm sure I've seen like reports from like the Japanese Pokemon centers that they carry English product.
It might be like a tourist thing.
Possibly, yeah, it
like
makes
for
sense.
tourists.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do that, because one, that means like the question becomes if we get the Pokemon Center ETBs at all, and if so, if they'll be in German. I think that's going to be very interesting. I'm pretty happy that we're finally getting a Pokemon Center, because Liam was a lot of times my mule if I wanted anything,
It's true.
or if my friends wanted anything. I was like, hey, can you hook us up?
We had
Just
recently.
just a month ago, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say Frankfurt. We ordered two things were ordered by a friend of Murdo's, and I've got a second point to make in a second. By the way, a second point in a second. So we got two boxes, and one of them was like absolutely fine, went straight to the suitcase, no problem. The one was like sticking out by about that much, so we ended up having to like send it out as a separate package, which was really annoying. And this is one of the first times where when I say one of Murdo's friends makes sense. You don't realize that you do this, I think, Murdo, but I hear it a lot because I edit the podcast. You say, this is a shout out accidentally for somebody, my friend Marius a lot. He's my friend too, Murdo, our friend.
No.
Stop
My
stealing
Marius.
friends. It's really funny because I just listened back to the podcast and you always say, my friend Marius, and I'm like, but he's my friend too. Like, why not friend of the podcast?
That's his first name, my friend.
Oh,
Last
right. I
name
apologize. Okay, I didn't realize. I'm sorry, Marius. I apologize. I didn't know your full name. I'll refer to you as my friend from now on.
My friend. One word, my friend.
So yeah, German Pokemon Center is cool. I'm really hoping they do
very
more
excited.
for you. Because
I'm
at the moment there is no like European Pokemon Center at all. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same for everybody. Like, France doesn't have one, Spain doesn't have one. So I do wonder if this becomes like an actual expansion, because they have specifically said German rather than European.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit more interesting as well.
It's also it's not only just German, it's Germany only. So no Austria, no Switzerland, which I found very interesting. So they're not going to deliver to Austrian and Switzerland places at the moment, which I found really interesting. Like Switzerland, I guess, is a bit more difficult, but like I would have expected at least Austria as well.
You're going to have people setting up homes at the border and just going, yeah, I'll just get it sent to this address, and they're just meeting them across the border going, hey, you got the goods? And it's just like a Pikachu Christmas train set. And everyone's like, thanks. And the police go, what's going on? I'm doing the British one. Hello, what's going on here then? And you run off and just like try to catch smugglers, but it turns out it's just Pokemon stuff, and everyone's like, oh, why have we been so secretive about this? It's like, we can't get the product in our country. We're having to smuggle it across the border. Complete non-issue, but I think you'll like it. Be a really funny misunderstanding.
It's great that you're also representing the non-vocal minority of British policemen working on the German border to Switzerland.
I know.
I'm glad that we're giving a shout out.
Well, we sent out a few of them because
old timey 50s policemen.
Yeah, unfortunately, German police don't know how to go hello. What's all this? Then they say hello, hello, and that's just wrong. There's no H. So
what's all this then?
Was ist das?
Was ist denn das?
Yeah, was ist denn das?
But yeah, it's in beta right now. Friend of ours, sorry. One of the other Nikos already ordered from there. As far as I know, friend of the podcast, listener of the podcast. Boyfriend of 3-time cup winner Lara.
Ooh, shout out to Lara.
Yeah. Did another top 8 on the weekend.
Nice.
But yeah, as far as I know, they ordered something there and went pretty well, so that's good.
So, just out of curiosity, before we move on, does Lara now have more cup wins than Nico?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Lara's been doing really well.
Well, that's awesome.
Almost. No, was it 2 cup wins? I think it was about to be 3, but that didn't work out.
Nico
might have been 3, actually.
Nico's too busy arguing with people on Twitter about one of the new Mega Pokemon to be getting cup wins. I think he needs to refocus.
Shout out.
All right, and on top of the German Pokemon Center, not actually on top of, because that'd be a really terrible place to do this, the pre-release promos have been released for Phantasmal Flames. We have 4, as always, and I think they have new art, which is
pretty
awesome.
Good ones as well, right?
Yeah, so we have...
I do wonder, like, if you release it in, like, historically speaking, if they release it in Germany, it tends to be German product. Like, releasing English product in Germany is a bit unheard of, like, generally speaking, for big companies.
Well, the only reason I mention that is I know in the Japanese Pokemon centers, they do actually have English product there.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know how widespread it is and stuff, but I'm sure I've seen, like, reports from, like, the Japanese Pokemon centers that they carry English product.
It might be like a tourist thing.
Possibly, yeah, it makes sense.
For tourists.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see if they do that, because one, that means like the question becomes if we get the Pokemon Center ETBs at all, and if so, if they'll be in German. I think that's going to be very interesting. I'm pretty happy that we're finally getting a Pokemon Center, because Liam was a lot of times my mule if I wanted anything.
It's true.
Or if my friends wanted anything, I was like, hey, can you hook us up?
We had
just
recently.
just a month ago, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say Frankfurt. We ordered 2 things were ordered by a friend of Mirdo's, and I've got a second point to make in a second. By the way, a second point in a second. So we got 2 boxes, and one of them was like absolutely fine, went straight to the suitcase, no problem. The one was like sticking out by about that much. So we ended up having to like send it out as a separate package, which was really annoying. And this is one of the first times where when I say one of Mirdo's friends makes sense, you don't realize that you do this, I think, Mirdo, but I hear it a lot because I edit the podcast. You say, this is a shout out accidentally for somebody, my friend Marius a lot. He's my friend too, Mirdo, our friend. No. Stop stealing
Marius.
Friends. It's really funny because I just listened back to the podcast and you always say, my friend Marius, and I'm like, but he's my friend too. Like, why not friend of the podcast?
That's his first name, my friend.
Oh,
Last
right. I
name
apologize. Okay, I didn't realize. I'm sorry, Marius. I apologize. I didn't know your full name. I will refer to you as my friend from now on.
My friend. One word, my friend.
So yeah, German Pokemon Center is cool. I'm really hoping they do more
excited.
for you. Because at
I'm
the moment there is no like European Pokemon Center at all. Like, it's the same for everybody. Like, France doesn't have one, Spain doesn't have one. So I do wonder if this becomes like an actual expansion, because they have specifically said German rather than European.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit more interesting as well.
It's also it's not only just German, it's Germany only. So no Austria, no Switzerland, which I found very interesting. So they're not going to deliver to Austrian and Switzerland places at the moment, which I find really interesting. Like, Switzerland, I guess, is a bit more difficult, but like I would have expected at least Austria as well.
You're going to have people setting up homes at the border and just going, yeah, I'll just get it sent to this address, and they're just meeting them across the border going, hey, you got the goods? And it's just like a Pikachu Christmas train set. And everyone's like, thanks. And the police go, what's going on? I'm doing the British one. Hello, what's going on here then? And you run off and just like try to catch smugglers, but it turns out it's just Pokemon stuff, and everyone's like, oh, why are we being so secretive about this? It's like, we can't get the product in our country. We're having to smuggle it across the border. Complete non-issue, but I think you'll like it. Be a really funny misunderstanding.
It's great that you're also representing the non-vocal minority of British policemen working on the German border to Switzerland.
I know.
I'm glad that we're giving a shout out.
Well, we sent out a few of them because
old timey 50s policemen.
Yeah, unfortunately, German police don't know how to go hello. What's all this? Then they say hello, hello, and that's just wrong. There's no H. So
what's all this then?
Was ist das?
Was ist denn das?
Yeah, was ist denn das?
But yeah, it's in beta right now. Friend of ours, sorry. One of the other Nikos already ordered from there. As far as I know, friend of the podcast, listener of the podcast. Boyfriend of 3-time cup winner Lara.
Ooh, shout out to Lara.
Yeah. Did another top 8 on the weekend.
Nice.
But yeah, as far as I know, they ordered something there and went pretty well, so that's good.
So, just out of curiosity, before we move on, does Lara now have more cup wins than Nico?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Lara's been doing really well.
well, that's awesome.
Almost. No, was it 2 cup wins? I think it was about to be 3, but that didn't work out.
Nico
might have been 3, actually.
Nico's too busy arguing with people on Twitter about one of the new Mega Pokemon to be getting cup wins. I think he needs to refocus.
Shout out.
All right, and on top of the German Pokemon Center, not actually on top of, because that'd be a really terrible place to do this, the pre-release promos have been released for Phantasmal Flames. We have 4, as always, and I think they have new art, which is
pretty
awesome.
Good ones as well, right?
Yeah, so we have, I'll just go through them, Mirdo, and then I'll get your thoughts on which ones you like to lock off the most.
Yeah.
We have Ceruledge, which is a Stage 1, obviously, 5 Pokemon with 140 HP, 1 attack, Infernal Slash, 220 damage for 1 Fire Energy. Discard 4 basic Fire Energy cards from your hand. If you can't discard 4 cards in this way, this attack does nothing, which is very interesting when you run a lot of energy in pre-release decks quite often. We have Zacian, a Psychic Basic with 130, Limit Break for 1 Psychic, 1 Colorless, 50 plus. If your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining, this attack does 90 more damage. And as you start in pre-releases with 4 prize cards, feels like you can be swinging into that quite a lot. There's another card like that I'm thinking of that I don't think... There might have been one more recently, but Machamp was a really weird one. Because you had, if it was like either 4 or 3 prize cards that your opponent had left, they had like 150 HP more. And it was like just a tank, and anyone who pulled that was like laughing. Unless you pulled a Psychic Pokemon, in which case you were laughing. Flygon, which is a Stage 2 Fighting type, HP 150. Ability, Sandy Flapping. Me when I got my towel off the beach. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may use this ability. You may also use this ability if this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon. So you get 2 uses of an ability off one Pokemon, which is really cool, actually. I don't think we've seen an ability that does anything like that before.
Oh, that's a weird wording. Yeah.
Yeah, so you evolve it, you can do this thing. When it gets knocked out, you can also do this thing, and that thing is discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So each Flygon is worth 4 prize cards. 4 discards, potentially, which is really interesting. And then Cutting Wind, 2 Fighting Energy for 130, but you really only care about the ability. That's an interesting mill deck. I quite like the idea of that, but it being a stage 2 makes it a bit more awkward. And finally, Toxtricity, stage 1 Dark Pokemon, HP 140. Love this card, by the way. This is my pick for so many Dark decks coming up. Ability, Sinister Surge. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. Search your deck for a basic Dark energy and attach it to one of your benched Dark Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. If you attach energy to a Pokemon in this way, place 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. I'm not going to go into how good this card is just yet. I'll let Murdo have his opinion. Then we got the attack, Gentle Slap. For 100 damage, 2 Dark energy and a colorless. How gentle isn't this slap? I mean, 100 damage? Jeez.
How gentle isn't?
Yeah, how gentle isn't it? So there's the 4.
Gentle.
Exactly. Any of these stand out to you? Which one would you be wanting as a pre-release deck?
As a pre-release deck? I mean, that's kind of hard to say because it very much comes down to the rest of it. Like, in the Mega set, actually, you would think that Lunatone is the best, like the one promo you want to get. Like the promo value-wise, yes. But if you played with the pre-release deck, it's absolutely the worst one of the 4, like by far.
I imagine you just self-milk quite a lot.
And man, that was bad. What?
I imagine you self-milk quite a lot with that kind of card as well, because you're just like, I need just one more card, because, there's no real good search generally when it comes to pre-release, so having draw is actually really good. But the amount of times there's been a draw card, Bibroll is another example. The amount of times I'd watch people mill themselves out because they forgot they only had 27 cards left in their deck by the time they start the game. And it's just like, I've emptied my hand somehow. And now I've got drawing 5. It's like, cool, you got like 3 cards left and you still got 4 prize cards to take, so good luck with that, pal.
I mean, it's not even that. It's more like, you don't really have a good attacker in the pre-release kit. There's only 1 Lunatone. They don't give you an extra one. They only give you the 1 and 2 Solrock. Yeah. So your best attacker is like Solrock or like the Salt one.
Garganackle?
Garganackle.
Yeah.
Or like Hariyama maybe, but that kind of sucks as well because you do like 70 damage to yourself.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a bit rough, that deck. But yeah, if we're talking what the best pre-release deck will be, hard to say. I think if you want to get like value out of your pre-release kit, there's 2 obvious winners. I think Toxicity and Cerulege are both incredibly good cards. Cerulege definitely gonna see play. It's gonna, like, obviously the Cerulege deck at the moment really strong. That this card is gonna give it a massive boost.
I think
again
you start seeing superior energy retrieval somewhat ironically in Cerulege decks, because the amount of times you'll have just 4 basic fire energies in the deck, the way it's built at the moment, is relatively low. I think you're getting rid of those quite quickly anyway. Same with the fighting energy. Having superior energy retrieval to like maybe get rid of 2 other energy that you don't necessarily need in the match at the moment, just to get those 4 back to then hit with the Infernal Slash is really good. Like it itself fills the discard and it hits for 220. Bear in mind, Crustle is the big enemy of the deck. Realistically, that thing hits for 440. Like there's nothing Crustle can do against that card. So I can definitely see it sneaking at least 1 or 2 copies into Cerulege. It will need to change a little bit, but it's really good.
Like on instinct, I'd say maybe 2 and a stretcher, 1 or 2 and like stretches. I think it's honestly, I wouldn't even be super shocked if this becomes like its own deck at this point. Just this, not even like maybe 1 EX.
Yeah,
because 220 at the moment just is pretty relevant especially on the 1 prize. You definitely 2-hit everything.
You could see a 2-2 split like you do with Raging Bolt at the moment, or was doing, I should say, before the bench damage got nerfed, basically.
I mean, you probably want to keep the EX in just for Briar potential stuff.
Yeah, that's why I need 2-2 split.
I think honestly, 220 is a really high number. 4 energy is not that hard to get. Especially if you like have also the Solrock engine now to play with, which obviously plays into the deck as well.
Yeah.
Also solid attacker, And also, if you combine a Soul Rock attack with a Fing attack, with a Cell Edge attack, you are speaking about 290 there.
Yep.
Which is also a pretty good number to hit. But yeah, you one hit everything that's grass. If you play against like a Hydrapple or anything, you one hit.
Mega Venusaur.
Goldango, yeah. Mega
oh
Venusaur.
no.
Goldango, obviously that's a one hit. A lot of basic Vs, not Vs, EX.
Yep.
Pretty much all the supporting Pokemon you can get for 2 prizes there. Yeah, it's really, really strong. And I think that might also open up the deck again to not play Legacy Energy, but to maybe go to Prime Catcher or something like that.
Possibly, yeah. Then we also have Toxtricity that we mentioned as well. I love this card. It's I when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's Dark Patch on a Pokemon, but it's not really, because obviously that's from discard. I was looking at this and I was like, what would I combine this with? And I'm just thinking future, as I often do. Because Roaring Moon is losing Professor Sada. If there's a good draw engine that goes alongside this as well, there's potential for this with Roaring Moon, with Janine's Secret Art, then manual attached, just to have a Roaring Moon just like out of nowhere. Same with Absol, Mega Absol as well. Like, I think this with Mega Absol, with Mega Sharpedo, with Mega Gengar, I think has like such amazing potential.
I think you are the big problem becomes the draw engine, as you said. I think there's definitely an argument to be made to also, like, if you want to go the Roaring Moon route, you could also go in the direction of Crispin there, and with 1 Toxicity, you have your free energy up and going. But yeah, then the issue becomes with draw engine.
I do wonder if you go Lunatone Soul Rock, go Dark and Fighting, because then at least you've got Crispin to use that energy with. Like, that's potentially something.
But yeah, I think it's probably, like, realistically speaking, if we're talking like meta, it's probably too many moving parts, and I don't think if Toxtricity becomes a thing, I don't think it has a partner just yet. The Gengar thing as well. Like, there's a lot of cool tech coming out for Darkness, especially in a world where Guardy is probably going to stay with us in some form or another, probably going to be with the Mega, because we're also now getting the Psychic patch in the set.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. So Guardy's probably going to stay with us for a long time, so Darkness attackers will always be somewhat relevant. It's just going to become a question of, can the deck be consistent enough? And I don't see that right now, but maybe it will.
Yeah. So I think for pre-release, I think just in general going forward, Ceruledge and Toxtricity are the ones to go for. And I think if I want anything, I actually think... kind of reversely, Zacian and Flygon might be the better ones for a pre-release format.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, Flygon gets rid of like 10% of a pre-release deck, if you think about it. Like the Evolution plus the Knockout. Like that could be horrific to play against.
Flygon could be definitely fun. I don't think it's going to be really good in pre-release. Like, it depends on the lines you have.
Yeah.
If you get like a 2/2/2, that could be cool. If they only give you the 1, then that's rough. I think Ceruledge is going to be absolute ass in pre-release, because 4 energies consistently.
No,
thank you.
You just run Charcadets and the Ceruledge, and then nothing but Fire Energy.
38 energy.
You're not missing. No, and it's only 1 attachment, so like, what do you care?
I ain't missing. I think the Zacian and Toxicity are probably going to be best.
Okay.
Because Toxicity obviously has the energy acceleration, thins the deck out, which in a format with very little search, very little draw, that does help. And Zacian just has a solid attack for low energy costs, and I'm assuming that you're getting the Psychic patches with there. So if you have like 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 of them, you can definitely, swing for high damage every.
I tell you what we can do, Moto. We could do a podcast that looks at Phantasmal Flames and talks about it, and then potentially talks specifically about what you could do with pre-release, depending on what the kits are. Because we might find out what the kits are. The pre-releases start November 1st, so I think we can do enough podcasts before that. So, because we'll do one talking about your Lille results as well at some point. So, yeah, there's a couple of good subjects there, I think, to potentially talk about.
I mean, I think I'm assuming we're doing one next week as well, because of Lille and Gdansk and all that.
Definitely. So next subject I've got written down on my handy dandy notepad is online tournament results. Now I'm not going to spend too much time on these, but we've done 2 of our online tournaments since. Mirdo actually competed in one yesterday. Very exciting for us. He didn't
do great.
Didn't do great, unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is. These things happen. So we have Jester's Weekly Casual 27 and 28. I'm just vamping it a little bit because it's not easy just to find like exactly what you need on Limitless. Like you have to click about 5 different things before I find out what I need. We'll just go through the top 8 real quick of Jester's Weekly Casual 27. So the winner was, I'm going to butcher this name, so I'm just going to say Jest Panda, with Grimmsnarl and Frostas. Second and third place was Domex and Conor O'Dwyer with the Mega Absol box, and this was the Sunday directly after when that deck got revealed. So exact same list, by the way, so I assume they've got the one off Metafy. Then we have in 4th place Dragapult, Dustnoir, BKA Singer. 5th is Florian 10 with Dragapult Charizard. 6th is Denant 0126 with Gardevoir. 7th is Recluse with Gardevoir Jellicent. And 8th is Goldwire with Grimmsnarl. So it was a Grimmsnarl sandwich, as the kids say, even though that's not how that works, because Grimmsnarl be the bread. You don't name a sandwich after bread. So cool. It was very cool to see the results. And then conversely, Jester's Weekly Casual number 28. First place we have George2943 with Cerulege. Second is Epic Crabman with Charizard Pidgeot. 3 is Asim with Other. Now Other is Blood Moon Ursaluna, not EX. Tim Danklin actually conjured up this list, apparently, or at least has been popularizing it. And he actually tweeted about our tournament and how 2 people had made it into top 8 with the list. So that was really cool. Shout out Tim Danklin. 4th is Creepurple with Rocket's Mewtwo Spide-Ups. Of course. 5th is Injustigard with Gardevoir. 6th is Mayonia Jr. Probably butchering that. With the same Blood Moon Ursaluna box. 7th is Vuz 10 with Absol box. It's still here. And 8th is Rocco with Goldengo. Dengo Rocks, I think we're calling it now. Dengo Rocks. Why not? Dengo does rock. Good job, Dango. So, yeah, 2 kind of completely different top 8s, but still a couple of the same features. The Grimmsnarls really dropped off, actually, with the last one. There was a 1 in 13, so it still made top cut.
I believe... I can look it up if that's right. But,
and the most important thing, bearing in mind last podcast chat, in 16th place, Adonic Sun with Slowking. Hell yeah! The believers are here!
Listen, I might have warmed up a bit to the idea in the meantime.
It's so fun
because my friend Marius is also now playing the deck, and he made me a bit of a believer. Like I get it, but I also saw another friend of ours fail in the same tournament with the same deck. So it's like, But yeah, it's I think there's more there than I was giving credit to, but there's also maybe a bit less than people like. The consistency is still probably going to be an issue.
Well, Mirdo,
that's kind of the thing.
Slowking,
but that's with a lot of decks at the moment.
Slowking in the tournament had 11 wins, 10 losses, and 1 tie, a 50% win rate, and that's all you need. It's you either win or you don't. What's your matchup percentage? Oh, 75%, 69%. No, it's 50-50. You either win or you don't.
But yeah, also, while we're on that kind of percentage, Mega Absol actually the most played deck in your tournament.
In the most recent one, yeah.
And Grimmsnarl had only 9 people play it, so 4%, and had a 33% win rate. So that really fell off. Like people, before Milwaukee happened, people really thought that Grimmsnarl is going to be like the best deck, and then I don't think it's a bad choice, but yeah, it definitely fell off massively. I'm not really sure if it just loses to Mega Absol that hard. I'm not sure what the issue is there.
Gardevoir's another interesting one. It's 3rd place in both tournaments. With a relatively similar win rate as well. 50.79% win rate in 27, and then 48.86% in 28. So still very much there. I think Jellicent did literally about the same. 48.57%. So no clear winner on that one.
Yeah, I think also quite a lot of chien-pao players. If you don't know, quite recently there's been a bit of buzz around a specific chien-pao list that's been popping up.
Was it Austin Charles?
Tournaments. I think that's the person that did the tweet. Yeah. But I think the person who played it to second place in an online tournament was a different guy, I believe.
Gotcha.
Not sure. But yeah, it's so basically, it's very much a different approach to chien-pao. It does play. It's not like the trumpet build that you might remember from the old format.
The trumpet.
It's with baxcalibur again, so I'm feeling at home. The list that I used as a base is the one that Austin Charles posted to Twitter. Shout out. That plays a 2/2/2 Pidgeot line. You have your 4 chien-paos. You have the surfing beach as your stadium, which is really cool because you can like swap in and out and get like 4 energies just from chien-paos. You obviously play the water ogre pond. You play your Regigigas. And yeah, it's pretty fun. The list is kind of flimsy. It's very tight. You don't really have a lot of space for a lot of stuff, which is kind of my issue. I might just be making it worse at the moment with my experimentations. Might be. It's hard to say. We have like 2 different approaches in our in a server I'm in. We're kind of trying to work on one for Lille. Like I saw the list and I was like, oh, don't give me hope. And then I tried to deck and I was like, oh no, this is kind of good actually.
So Mirdo, is this the moment where we pivot to Mirdo's Lille prep?
Yes.
Okie dokie. So just to give you a little bit of a bookmark here and a bit of a segue, Mirdo's talking about chien-pao, and we've been talking about doing a podcast. I was talking about Mirdo going to Lille. I'm not. But one of the decks he's now been looking at is chien-pao. So look at him. He's ready to talk about chien-pao. He beat me to the punch because we've not even off the previous thing. But yes, doing a quick tournament roundup was really fun. It's great seeing some of the decks pick up as well. So Mirdo, take it away with your regional prep. Chien-pao, I hear. I'm getting news. I'm hearing chien-pao. Boom, boom, pow.
Boom, boom, pow. Yeah, so I've been playing it a bit. I got to Arceus with it and won a couple of rounds after that as well, so that's been pretty good. Been experimenting with a couple of numbers in the list that I didn't really like. But yeah, it's been kind of feeling worse and worse now. Don't know.
One of the things I would say though is you of all people I would trust with adjustments to a chien-pao list, because so many people will go, oh, I like this list that Tor did amazing with. Let me change like 2 cards and make the deck significantly worse. I think you of all people with chien-pao specifically, I would absolutely trust any changes that you think would work.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of an experimenting, but yeah, it's I'm also working with somebody else who has a very different approach. Similar skeleton, just very different approach to how the deck core works. Because this version that Austin Charles posted on Twitter is very much based on wanting to TM Evo, wanting to have the Pidgeot set up. You play the lilies. It's a very Arven heavy deck. You have the stadium to zoom around. You only play 2 special energy retrieval. Which back in the day for the old chien-pao build would have been unthinkable, but it actually works pretty well. Yeah, always 4. But 2 actually feels pretty good, honestly.
Okay.
If you play, because you're playing like 12 energies. So it's pretty okay that way. Like you obviously you can get like 2 big knockouts with the energy in deck, and then you only need to start recycle then. So you are looking at, okay, I need like 10 energies for my 2 knockouts, and then I have still 2 in the deck, or like from the prize cards, and then I can start using the energy retrievals and I'll be fine. And also there's like a rod usually in the list. But what we are looking at the moment is a build that's a bit more in logic, like a Gardevoir deck, with a bit more recovery in other places, so a bit more like stretches and stuff like that.
Okay.
Not sure how much I like that one so far. I've been really mixed on it. I maybe it's just my weird brain, but I enjoy TM Evo decks. I enjoy just Arven, Puffin, and then whoop.
Yeah.
You know, I just enjoy that kind of stuff.
It does feel good.
Yeah. So it's always the question, okay, what's good in the meta? What's like the better call? Yada, yada, yada. it really becomes a bit of a battle of I want to play this and also okay, but will I do good with it? Because if we look at the meta, it's really weird at the moment because you have a really good matchup into this Mega Absol box. Because like you can take 3 Kai's cards super easy.
Anything with scaling damage is really good into that deck, and it's very funny to me
Oh.
that people are like, we're not playing Bolt anymore, but also we might play Bolt now because of Mega Absol.
Yeah, you're playing so chien-pao pretty good into Absol, because you have obviously you take very easy knockouts on the free prizes, and also you can take out you don't really care about Yveltal, which I think is really cool about this deck because there's only attackers, like everything can attack, no matter what they gust. So if they gust, for example, a Gigas, a Pidgeot, Fez, you can still attack. If they gust, if they lock a water Pokemon, you can use the stadium to get a retreat. Basically a switch. So that's been pretty cool. Also, you are immune to Ogapon because you play Regigigas, and Ogapon decks can't really deal with that. Or Cornerpon. I mean, the Cornerstone Ogapon. Can't really deal with Gigas that well. Because it takes like 2 attacks and you swing for 330. So that's been really fun. If it runs, it's really fun. Consistency is a bit of a but I think that's kind of the issue at the moment with a lot of decks. I think like a lot of decks are struggling. It's also a bit annoying because you have like the matchup into Goldango isn't super great because they will likely take the first 2 prizes before you will, and then they hit it more consistently every turn. Obviously, because also chien-pao has metal weakness, so they need, I think, 3 energies. Yeah, 3.
Yep.
If they have a band, the vitality band, they only need 2 actually. But so Goldango is a bit of an iffy one. Cerulege you'd think is very good, but actually can be tricky because of Legacy and also Briar. That can be very, very tough to beat, especially with the Legacy that just kind of throws your entire price map out of the window. And what else is like relevant at the moment? Gardevoir, I think, should be good because they don't play Shaman as far as I know that much. So you can like take out 2, should be pretty good. Jellicent might be a bit difficult, but I think if you're on the Team Evo build, that's fine. Charizard is bad if they start with their one-off Klefki and just kind of lock you out because you have an okay hand as long as you can like search your energies, but you can't because Klefki. So that's great. I mean everything that has Dusknoir can be an issue if they get set up properly. Because Dusknoir can very much destroy your complete support line, and you're very much dependent on it.
You're running a water deck and you're not putting Psyduck in, though.
Yes, we don't have space. There's no space. There's just no space.
Okay.
There is just no space on it. I've definitely seen builds that do that. You are you're basically playing a bit of the gamble because you are basically saying, okay, this is only good because Dragapult currently isn't.
Yeah, there's a couple of decks like that at the moment.
Yeah, and Dragapult is like the one you are worried about the most. I definitely thought about it to do like, hey, we could do Psyduck and also Golduck technically, because like, why not play both?
Yeah.
And Golduck has like an okay attack. It's 60 plus 20 for every water energy. It's like not a great, but like it's an okay little one price attacker. But yeah, I don't think you really have to space. You're kind of just gambling on not encountering Dragapult and getting to deal with and being able to deal with Charizard somehow. It's all about like the biggest issue of the deck is definitely speed. But it's been very fun. I'm very unsure about which build to take. The build I tested on Sunday, the tournament, was a bit unlucky. I lost a couple unlucky games. but generally feels okay.
Okay.
Like I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
that's
bit
that's
of
kind of like half the battle, isn't it? If you're finding a deck you actually
I
enjoy.
yeah. I lost to that very interesting Rocket's Mewtwo deck. That's I wasn't even aware of this, but apparently it's going around now. So it's a bit of a thing. It's not like it's still a rogue, but like where you play like all the Spider Ops and you play like two not Mega Team Rocket's Mewtwo. I've seen like straight Spider Ops lists
Mhm.
without any two prizes on it, which I found very interesting. But this one actually utilizes the Mewtwo's, which I don't know if I agree with because you still don't play like energy switches and like getting it set up is still annoying. And
Yeah.
but I mean, I lost to it, so what do
Yeah,
I
there
know?
was two Rockets players actually in the tournament yesterday, and
Yeah.
yeah, one did
Oh,
one
only
by
two
their
of them? Okay.
yeah, and one by their own admission didn't do very well, but the other one made top cut. So
Yeah, I played against
there's
both of
something
them.
there. There's something there.
Got lost very, very closely, unfortunately. But tis what tis. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna be locked in on the deck now. I've been really struggling to find a good list. I like to settle on which list,
Mm-hmm.
what counts. I've been really racking my brain the last 2 days, and I've been really exhausted because of it. I might just kind of take a step back.
Yeah,
Maybe either I'll play more games today, or I'll step back. We'll see.
taking a break before a
I
tournament isn't the worst idea. Like even if it's just a day or two.
no, because I'm noticing myself like chasing the high of having a good having good games, good
Mm-hmm.
results, and that's never really healthy. Like I'm like sitting there playing the tabletop simulator on Limitless, just kind of cranking out games, hoping for good starts, and it's like basically pulling on the slot machine and hoping
Yeah,
like it's so bad for my psyche, dude.
it's fine.
And
It's fine.
yeah, like I'm realizing like either I need to actually hunker down and like just do something properly and not just throw stuff at the wall,
Mm-hmm.
or I need to take a step back and maybe like look back at it Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah.
because like we got the podcast today. Today was a bit of a weird day, kind of stressed out, didn't sleep great. Tomorrow run a lot of errands, so that might be the play. We'll see.
Cool. Speaking of Lille and France, Jester's ZA impressions, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
No spoilers, or I'll try not to spoil anything that hasn't already appeared in trailers and things like that. I've been playing Legends ZA for, wow, probably nearly 20 hours at this stage. I've been streaming
Yeah,
it lots.
you put a lot of hours in, dude.
Yeah, I've been playing the story exclusively on stream, and I've been doing some busy work off stream, so like any grinding of like the mega stones and stuff like that, like the mega power that you gather, any of the parkour stuff I've been doing like off stream just because it's a bit more annoying. Like I know from watching my own VODs back and when I'm like editing things, watching me get frustrated that I can't make a jump in a video game
Yeah.
is like not interesting. So I'm quite happy to just do any of that grinding off stream. The story's the thing that matters anyway. So there we go. So yeah, so far I've been really enjoying it. The story is a bit weird. How far out? Oh, we're not even a week out yet from it coming out, so I'm not going to say too much about it.
I've heard good things. I've heard people generally be positive about the story.
No, it depends on what part of the internet you're on, because like it's the worst game in the world apparently, according to some people.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, terrible. But no, the story is fun. I would say it's actually more interesting than most of the stories you see in Pokemon. And to be fair, they're all pretty much the same cookie cutter. This is this black is black, white is white kind of thing. But to be fair, there's been a couple of twists in the story that I've actually been really enjoying. The way they pace out the tutorial is not great. I spent the first 2 to 3 hours quite bored because I just was just like, can I just play the game? I really want to just play the game. The pace at which you get megas, I think, is fine. I would say the game's a bit weird in the fact that it kind of spoils new megas. Like, you don't just turn up and go, oh, there's a load of mega power gathering here. And then you go, it's like, this is the the game will say, this is the Pokemon. It's like, oh, that would have been like a really cool reveal that I get there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, is this Pokemon? But you do get the reveal from like the gym leaders in the way they're presented in this game. That like, you'll see what their ace is or what their last Pokemon is and be like, oh, right, that's their mega. Cool. That's really good. Like, that's a cool way to reveal it. I think the going out into the world and stopping these rogue mega evolutions isn't that interesting in terms of revealing what is there. There was also a point in the story where 2 of the characters get given mega rings, and you're just like, oh, I already know what your Pokemon are, so now I know exactly what the megas are. You just spoiled 2 reveals to me. That's awesome. But for the most part, it was all bloody spoiled on Twitter straight away anyway. So there has been a few actual surprises for me, which has been nice. I did have one person spoil something in chat at one point, but it was something I'd already seen, and I did make a bit of a play about it. I was just like, oh, I can't believe you spoiled that for me, but I'd already seen it, so it's one of them. Favorite new mega, I would say, is Horlucha still. It's already been a trailer, so that's not spoiling anything. It's still my absolute favorite. I will say they're just giving any Pokemon megas, apparently, now.
There's a lot of wacky ones.
Oh my god, I'm just looking, I'm going, there's so many fan favorites, and you're picking this one?
I mean, I'm happy they're giving some less loved ones something.
I guess, but like, it's
I think there's. I will say generally, I think people have been quite negative about the new megas. I'm obviously not gonna be specific.
Yeah, don't say
with
any.
The ones that haven't been revealed. But honestly, I think most of them are pretty cool, or at least like I can be like, oh, that's a neat design. I think there's very little, like, I mean, I'm generally a pretty positive person.
Yeah.
So I won't be like Liam, be like, oh, this is trash.
It's less trash, it's just not to my taste and sensibilities, Mirdo.
But yeah, I would say there's a couple ones that are a bit like whatever. But most of them I think are pretty cool. Also, like I said, a bit of the lesser ones, a bit surprising ones here and there, which some of them desperately needed. I hear that most of the stats of the new megas aren't great.
Yeah, the Horlucha one's one of my favorites because somebody was mentioning how it like almost like loses half of its speed. And my VGC brain went, ooh, so that might work in Trick Room.
That's funny. But yeah, that's a funny angle to go, yeah. Yeah, I'm very much interested to see them. I've got the game on Saturday. Haven't played as much, but yeah, I got pretty much everything. All the I don't know most of the story. I know all the megas now because it's all over Twitter.
Yeah.
I've been playing quite a lot since Saturday. I've been really enjoying it. It's the first time in a long time where I'm just kind of playing game and enjoying myself, not really thinking about much. Like I wouldn't say I'm like addicted to it, but I'm very much like, oh, I want to play more.
What start did you go with?
I go with the Totodile.
Okay.
Makes sense for me.
So Totodile, I went with Chikorita, and I'm regretting that decision. I'm regretting that decision with information that I won't reveal because of spoilers. But there was definitely a better choice. Don't get me wrong, I'm a grass starter through and through, and you will get all 3 of the Pokemon, I imagine, by the end. That's what they did with Legends Arceus. But, like, yeah, I kind of wish I went for another one, especially with how my team makeup has gone as well. I was trying so hard to do type balance, and I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say what Pokemon are in the game, but I won't say what they are. But I have ended up with, like, at least 4 Pokemon covering 3 types, if that makes sense. Like, it's like, oh, it's this and this, and, this and that and this, and that and that. And it's like, one of this type of Pokemon would just eliminate my entire team at this stage. Yeah. But they're my favorite Pokemon, and they're in the game, so I'm just going with them.
I will say, like, so far it's been a bit of a so yeah, I've played maybe like 4 or 5 hours approx. I didn't feel like the tutorial was too overbearing this time. Like in Scarlet Violet, I think the tutorial was absolute murder. Like, God bless, that was so terrible and took so long. Really? That was like the whole like first segment of the game, like the whole school part, and then the map finally
opens up.
Like
that wasn't that long.
Oh, it felt like forever.
Maybe I've repressed the memory. It was that bad.
I thought in Legends EA it feels pretty good. It feels pretty like organically, where it's like, okay, there's a bunch of stuff where it's like, okay, I get it. Like I played a Pokemon game before, but if a Pokemon game ever needed a tutorial. Maybe it's because I didn't play Legends Arceus, but it definitely felt like this one.
Maybe
because they added quite a couple more mechanics, I think, from Arceus.
Maybe it's
also it is just very different to normal Pokemon games, so I think you kind of have to be like, okay.
Yeah, maybe it's not tutorial.
I'll hold your hand a little bit.
Maybe it's not tutorial that I have the issue with. Maybe it's just like the story itself was quite slow paced at the start. Like, I just wanted to get out in the world, and the game just wouldn't let you do it for a long time. The main issue I was having was every time I saw something sparkly that was ever so slightly off the path that the game wanted me to follow, then the NPC would be like, no, you need to follow me. It's like, but there's I'm here, and the gem is there. Let me just grab it. That was really annoying to begin with.
That's been it's like, oh, I want to take this path. Nope, you going that way.
Yeah.
That was also like, oh, come on, let me explore a little.
That's more my issue.
I'll get to the stupid hotel. Just let me go my way.
The hotel's not moving. I know where it is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's like I get it why, but yeah, it's a bit annoying.
Speaking of the tutorial though,
generally, I've been enjoying my time a lot.
The combat system, as you mentioned, is quite new. There was a podcast I listened to earlier. I think it was the PKMN cast or Pokemon podcast. I think Super Effective. That's the one. The Super Effective podcast. He was talking about, and this clicked to my head. The way the game is now is it's not turn based. It's live action, not live action, real time.
It's
whatever.
Basically.
So it's not just I take a turn, then you take a turn. It's I'm attacking while you're attacking, and you can actually like physically move your Pokemon out of the way of like melee attacks and stuff like that. Or if it's an ice beam, you can make them move that way. Basically, you untarget the enemy, and the Pokemon follows you, so you control them as two characters.
Oh,
it's really weird.
Right.
I'm still getting used to it. Like there's Vanillux I've got, like spoiler, sorry. It has Ice Beam, and it's like it wants to move to cast it. Like it wants to move next to you to cast it, and I'm like, why does it keep moving? What's going on? I clicked after like, again, 19, 20 hours. Oh, that's what it's trying to do. But again, go back to what clicked in my brain.
Oh, also
go on.
To avoid spoilers, unnamed ice cream Pokemon.
Unnamed ice cream Pokemon, yeah. A cold food Pokemon. So he mentioned it, and he said it's almost like an incredibly light Final Fantasy 14 rotation for a character. And I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense actually, because you can't really just spam a single move because they all have different levels of cooldown. Like this one's 6 seconds long, this one's 7 seconds.
Yeah,
you actually have to go like hit and then go, actually I need to do something else, otherwise I'm just standing here. So you do kind of go like Leah into Brick Break into Bulk Up into Night Slash, and then Leah's ready again. And it's not just Leah doesn't give you a defense down for the rest of the match. It's timed. Screech does the same thing as Leah. Screech has a longer cooldown, but Screech actually lasts longer as a defense down than Leah does, so it's worth upgrading. And it's little things like that. None of the moves work. Well, not that's none isn't right. But
a lot of them work in different ways.
Yeah, the ones that like bring down or bring up attack or defense or speed, all the stats, they work very differently to how they do in the turn-based games, and it's very cool. Actually, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I honestly, I think they did a really good job of finally making these a bit more fun to use, or like for the casual player to like be like, oh, this is actually useful. Like we all have the story of like.
Even on a time-killing perspective during the matches, it's worth using. It
It
points you to it. It's really good.
No, but it makes like it naturally just pulls you towards it because it's like, oh yeah, this is really useful. And like especially like even moves like growth for like grass Pokemon are really cool. They changed how sleep and paralysis work as well.
Yep.
Which was a bit of which I didn't really. I wish they. Like they give you a lot of tutorials, but they don't give you like direct tutorials on that. I wish they would have, because I didn't really understand what it did for a while, but then I realized, okay, it like basically they both do the same thing
roughly,
now, where it's like they slow the opponent down. I'm not sure if it also elongates like weight cooldown.
I think it does increase the attacks cooldowns as well.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely pretty cool. I've been very much enjoying the battle. Like I said, I haven't really figured out how to like physically dodge stuff yet, but untargeting makes sense. I need to look into that.
It's one of the things that does annoy me a little bit with the combat is you have to unselect the target as well before you can dodge roll. Like not being able to lock on the enemy and dodge roll is kind of annoying, because you kind of want to know where they are, because you might end up dodging into another hazard. Like again, not to spoil anything, but the Rogue Mega Revolutions are your boss fights, and they are really like the first one is very basic. It's, as the MMO players would say, tank and spank. But beyond that, there's actually like every so often there's like actual environmental hazards that come out, and they're all different for each Pokemon. And honestly, some of them are fantastic. They're some of the best combat I've ever seen in Pokemon. Honestly, I really enjoy them.
I will say, like, I am very much somebody that doesn't like Pokemon for the gameplay. Like, at this point, I play Pokemon for, like, a bit of the story, but mostly the new designs, obviously what it means to the card game, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I more played for everything around except the gameplay, because, like, the turn-based combat don't really care, and all that stuff. But it really, like, this new system really recontextualizes what battles are, and they have been, like, much more challenging and fun to play. Like, even the early boss, like, little, like, there's like mini bosses basically. I like the rank system is known, that has been announced. Like, you rank up, and for every rank up you need, like, to beat a little guy, just some dude.
They're the
most of them
leaders.
aren't, at least the ones I battled, yeah, like, basically. The ones I battled so far haven't been really relevant to the story. They're just kind of fun little characters to for you to beat. But they're honestly they're not, like, hard to beat. I haven't had a reset or, like, a wipe or anything yet. But
came close.
They're definitely challenging. Yeah, me too. But they've definitely been challenging and fun, honestly.
One of the ranks.
It's a good challenge.
One of the ranks. Again, not to spoil it, it is very early, but one of the rank players, they use a Pokemon, and they seem to spam the same two moves over and over again. And if you look at the cooldowns on those on any character, you're like, there's no way they could be doing those back to back. Like, it's impossible they could be doing that. But they're constantly doing it. It's like, please stop hitting me. I need to get a hit in. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's not too bad.
But yeah, also funny that you mentioned it, because, like, the first mega fight I actually had is what I did most recently. So I've just done that in my game. So if you want to know where I'm at. And honestly, that's been, like, the closest I've been to failing a fight or losing a fight. So it, like, but what that did to me is, like, not, oh no, I'm, like, it made me be like, oh, I want to get better at these. Like, I want to learn why can't I figure out how to dodge these things. So now oh my god. Yeah, so why can't I dodge these things? So it's like, it makes me want to learn about the system and get better at it. And I think that's a really fun. It's really fun. Like, it's not hard where it's like where it shoos little Timmy away, which obviously you're a kids game. You still need to, your game for all audiences.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Pokemon
it
as well,
gives you enough meat so you can, like, as a more serious game, you can sink your teeth into.
Yeah, I think it's funny with Pokemon. I always feel like the kids element of Pokemon and, like, the harder fights is the fact that you can just outlevel them. Like, if you as a kid was genuinely having an issue, you'd just be like, well, I'm just not going to bother doing the mechanics. I'm just going to outlevel it. I would say Legends is harder to do that with, though, because you as a character can only take so many hits before something happens. And it's very funny. This isn't really a spoiler again. This was in a trailer. The alpha Pokemon that are in the game, they love targeting the player, not the Pokemon. So you're trying to get your attacks in while also dodging the alpha Pokemon's attacks. The amount of times on stream I've been going, why are you attacking me? I'm not the danger. I'm just a guy. That one's throwing fire at you. Go get him. And I'm just, like, trying to dodge and throw balls at the same. Oh my god, it's really fun.
It's
really fun.
Yeah. And also it's pretty, like, especially those, I think they give you quite the game a bit of a wrinkle, because it causes you, like, they encourage you to be a bit cautious when encountering wild Pokemon. Like, they tell you, oh, you should, like, sneak in and then throw a ball, because that gives you an advantage. Or, like, even with the normal trainer fights, like, it's also, like, a flowing thing. You can, like, sneak onto them and then challenge them, and if you attack them first before they notice, you get, like, a bonus, basically.
I can say this because Holuch is in the game and revealed. Sneaking up on an opponent and then having Holuch use bounce as the way you start the fight is so funny. I just have a mental image of me going, Holuch, get him! Me hiding behind a wall, and Holuch going like that on him, just, like, knocking him straight out. It is so funny to watch. Oh my god.
But yeah, it's the alpha, to get back to the alpha Pokemon, I think it's a very interesting one as well, because they tend to roam in the wild zones where, like, basically you're equivalent to your routes, where you would have the tall grass in normal games, and they are just roaming around there and tend to be, like, almost double the level of all the other of the normal stuff.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, you maybe don't want to mess with that thing.
Yeah, you just skirting around, you're trying to catch more Pokemon.
But it's also like it's both like, oh, you need to be careful, but also like, oh, I wonder, like in a couple of levels, like 10 levels, 12 levels, I'll maybe be able to beat that thing and like catch it.
You know what's really funny?
That's a cool thing.
While I was streaming, I was talking to Kara about this.
Cool progression thing.
Because like this happened. Minecraft's always my favorite version of this. But when I first started playing Minecraft, the nighttime was terrifying to me. I saw zombies, I saw Enderman, I was crapping myself. Then you see me like 10 years later playing the game, and I'm actively hunting these enemies. It's the same with alpha Pokemon, where you're just like, I'm trying to avoid them, and I'm at the point in the game now where I'm like, no, I'm actively hunting the guys out because they drop XP. They drop XP candy, and I need more of that. I'm just chasing them down with my Pangoro and knocking them out. Sorry, unnamed panda Pokemon.
Anonymous panda.
Anonymous panda, yeah. But yeah, I honestly, it's really fun. Like I'm a guy, right, and I love fun. But I don't play that many games. Genuinely, like most of my gameplay is either World of Warcraft or Minecraft. Those are my two games I cycle between. So to actually want to play another game and enjoy that game, I think it's like huge praise for the game. Honestly, I'm really enjoying it. Also, one of my most popular Twitch clips that became a TikTok and a YouTube short has come out of Legends ZA. If you haven't watched it already, well worth looking on my social media. All the links at the bottom. I'll just spoil it for you though. Numel doesn't have any special attacks. So Numel, being the physical attacker and brave boy that he is, tried to do something for me and instead just chucked himself straight off a roof. It's very funny. Very worth watching.
I will say what pushed that clip over the edge for me is the sound effect you added.
Oh yeah, somebody mentioned it in one of the comments. I was like, you know what, that's perfect. And I made a shorter version with just that clip, and it's so good. It's perfection.
So good. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with the game. I think it looks pretty good. If like people have been ragging on the graphics, but I think it's looking pretty good if you're in handheld mode at the very least. I haven't played it in docked mode yet, but I think you can definitely tell that it's like the Pokemon franchise has always been like a handheld.
I will say I've mostly been playing on stream. Obviously, I did have it in handheld mode for the first time yesterday, and it adds motion blur. I don't like it. It is
a
not.
Little bit, yeah.
It's not
at points.
Not sure about it.
At points, yeah.
But finally, chat.
I think it's cool.
Okay. Finally, I mentioned on Twitter not too long ago, and it was mostly joking, but also when I joke, there's a hint of serious sometimes. I was talking about the fact that I've not done any regionals this year. That is down to personal reasons that one day will be revealed. But I've not been doing a lot of regionals, and I was talking about potentially doing Birmingham. And Mirdo and I were kind of
tickets for Lille.
Ooh, there is, I did see. But we have been theory crafting it a little bit, and I did say, to be fair, if I can sell my Mew EX 151 promo, I could have just straight up buy a regional ticket. That Mew EX card has sold. So, you might see me at Birmingham Regionals. I will not be playing TCG. I will be playing VGC. I don't know when regulations get updated. I know regulation H, which is the current one, that goes on until the end of November. H. So basically, we'll know a month in advance of Birmingham what the new reg is. So that's why I've not been doing too much in the VGC and Pokemon Showdown space. It's the regulation that is being played isn't one I'm going to be experiencing, if that makes sense. So rather than, I know I could like learn mechanics and things, but Legends ZA has just come out, so I'd rather put my time into that. So yeah, once we know the regulation, I will start preparing teams and I will start doing a lot more stuff with VGC, and I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, definitely doing Birmingham. Won't be doing EYC. That's definitely confirmed. So yeah, I thought I'd just put that at the end just to let you guys know that if you do want to come and say hi to me at any point, because a couple of people have asked me what regionals I'm going to, because hey, not to brag, I'm a very, very tiny, interesting person in this space. Very, very tiny. Like 3 people know me every regional. But yes,
people might call it a niche micro celebrity.
They might do. No, I joke about this, but like Frankfurt, there was at least 2 people that said, "Oh, are you the Jester that runs the Jester Championship series?" I've played in that, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. It's so cool that people recognize it because of that.
I play that.
I'm in that. So, yes, if you're one of those people, by the way, a shout out to you. Thank you very much for saying hi. And thank you to everyone who has come up to me. Like, I do have genuinely 3 or 4 people that I don't already know that come up to me every tournament and say hi. So, genuinely really cool. But yeah, so I will be in Birmingham. So if you want to say hi, you're more than welcome to. I'll make myself very obvious. I'll wear my usual hat. And probably some nice flared trousers. I'll wear the Frankfurt fit again, because I really enjoyed that. The Toxtricity pants that were the ladies' pants. Fantastic. Best ladies' pants I've ever worn. Jester 2025. Mirdo, unless you've got anything else, we will shoot the outro.
Shoot the outro. Don't shoot the messenger, shoot the outro.
Perfect. Mirdo, where can the good people find you?
In Lille, unfortunately, on the weekend.
So come say hi.
At my gym on Tuesday, and also on twitter.com at Mirdo TCG, I think. Yeah.
At my gym. Oh,
And also next week, right here, probably, with the Lille report, I will be crying live on camera, most likely.
Lille report and ZA spoilers is probably what we're going to do next week. That'll be the docket. I will quickly say as well before I go, this is my sign out. If you are struggling to catch shiny Pokemon in Pokemon Go, become a dog walker. Apparently that's a cheat code. I've got like 4 or 5 shinies just in the last like 3 or 4 days because I walk dogs all the time now. I walked over 101,000 steps again last week. So yeah, I've restarted Pokemon Go because why not? Had the Go++ running and it's free money, baby. Anyway, if you want to find me,
You need to become the nostalgia critic for that.
Who? What?
Duck Walker? No, forget it.
We'll keep that in. If you want to find me, I am Ace Trainer Jester on all social media, except for Twitter, where I am just Trainer Jester. I might not keep the Ace thing. I got annoyed the other day, right? Because, like, I literally am 1 letter over from having Ace Trainer Jester. Somebody called Ace Trainer 5 letters replied to one of my tweets, and I was like, what's it like being on the other side of 15 characters on your Twitter handle? Oh, you disgust me. I'm not going to be Ace Trainer Jesty, though, because that sounds like Ace Trainer Testes, and I think the jokes already write themselves, so we're not gonna push it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching as always. All our social media links are in the description below, both on Spotify and YouTube. And if you've enjoyed this, let us know in the comments. Share with a friend. If you haven't enjoyed it, share it with an enemy. Make them suffer. Thanks for watching as always. We'll see you in the next one.
Grandma.
See ya!
Show your grandma.
Bye.